Okay, hi everybody. So we'll just give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started once a couple people have been able to find us. So if you're joining us today, you're welcome to leave a comment if you're here live. And if you are watching the replay, you're welcome to also leave comments and questions in on this video as well. Okay. Let's pull this down just a little bit. Looks like we have some people starting to join us. Good morning to everybody. We have the Bling Bling Crafter on today. Hello, hello. And Adrienne and Geraldine and Catherine. Hi, Catherine. She is a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator friend of mine. So it's fun to see you on here today, Catherine. Hi, Dawn. All right, I'm recognizing some of your names as they pop up. So fun to see you here today. So this is my first alternative project card idea. It's very similar to the original one. I really loved how the pretty peacock popped the landscape up and out of, like it just has a really nice border. I did try it on a couple other colors. I'll just kind of show you some of the colors I tried it on, just so you can see why I chose to keep it on the pretty peacock. So here is that cute landscape piece. I tried it on the kraft as well, and it does look good. I liked it. I just, and I even went so far as making, let me show you an option here. Here it is. Okay, so I even made the banner in the pretty peacock. So I liked this. As I was working with it, I thought this was a really good option. So if you like that, you can go ahead and switch out the colors so that you have this look instead of this one. And everything else was the same. So that one I liked. I did like that one. But my husband was like, this one just has a better pop. And I did agree with him on that. So then I did try the back of the pretty, or the petal pink card base, and I just didn't feel like it really made a nice frame for that one. And then I tried Old Olive, and I felt like this just kind of bled into it, and you just didn't really get a good punch with those trees. And so I stuck with the pretty peacock. But go ahead and experiment with some colors of cardstock that you might have in your craft area and see what you like. Okay. So this is the original one, and this is the one I'm creating today. So before we begin, I wanted to just talk a little bit about the kit and direct you to the unboxing video if you haven't seen that already. So if you're new to Paper Pumpkin, it's a monthly subscription kit that gives you some fun crafting projects. And so this month in March, you can create these 2 cards, and it came with enough supplies to make 4 of each. So that's a total of 8. And what I like to do is take those supplies and create other alternative ideas so that we can maximize our kit and the supplies that come in it. Excuse me. So if you are not a subscriber, then this kit, the Here's to You kit, has already been shipped, and so it's not available anymore for purchasing. However, the next month's kit, which will be April 2021, is just super, super cute. So I wanted to just do a quick little plug for that. So it's called So Cool, and it comes with enough supplies to make 12 fun shaped cards. And they did do a little teaser video, and I saw one of the cards. I don't know if they're all this shape, but one of them was a cute popsicle shape. And so those will be super cute to make and even make some alternative ideas from. So don't miss out on this kit. I will place a link in the description after the video is over being live. So you can come back here if you're watching live and click on that link, or if you're watching the replay, then go ahead and click on that link in the description box to sign up. And you need to do so on or before April 10th. That's the last day. So it's going to make 12 fun shaped cards. It's got some fun, vivid watercolor images, and I'm guessing these are a little teaser on what those images may look like. And they say it's really fun for all ages. And so you can make this even with your children or grandchildren, and that it's going to be a really fun kit. So make sure to subscribe for that as well. So don't miss out on that one. Okay. So Geraldine asked, do I get teasers each month? Yes. So as a demonstrator, I do have access to the information for the next month, but I don't see the kit itself. And you can also contact your demonstrator, or if you're interested, I can send you some information on April's kit as well. Just email me, and I always list my email address at the bottom of my videos. So it will be listed here after the video is live. So Geraldine, if you would like some of that information for the next kit, go ahead and email me. And anybody else who's interested in April's kit, please email me. Let's see. Hello, hello. A couple more people have joined us. It's so fun to see you. So again, if you missed my unboxing video, then the link for that will be in the description as well. Okay, so all the information you need to either make this card or things I've talked about will be below in the description. All right, so let's get started on this card. When I make my alternative cards, my main focus is to use the products in the kit. So you won't see me pulling in too many other products. For this time, I do want a card base. Now, if you want to just keep your Pretty Peacock card base intact, you could use this, and it will look very, very similar to what my card looks like. However, if you don't have any Pretty Peacock cardstock, there's a chance I might be using more of this cardstock on my other alternative projects. So I do like to cut my card bases in half. And I usually will pull in some thick, basic white cardstock as my card base. And you'll see here, that's what I've done here. And I just have a thin border around that Pretty Peacock. So you'll need a card base. And then let's go ahead and cut our other things from our kit. So this one I'm just going to cut right in half at 4 1/4, and that should cut right along that score line. Oh, I need to press a little harder. That did not cut at all. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to trim this down just slightly so I have that little border around it. So I'm just removing 1/8 of an inch. And so I'm going to, let's flip it. The reason I flipped it is because I have this little scratch or something on my cardstock. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, here we go. So 4 1/8, just removing that one side, and then flipping and removing 1/8 from 5 1/2 will give me 5 3/8. So it's just the tiniest little bit, and that will give me a nice border. And then again, hold on to this piece for some future projects. Next, we're going to take our craft envelope, and it's just so fun to see a craft envelope in this kit for this month. I love the texture you can get from craft paper. It's just got such fun textures and little imperfections from the fibers. I love it. Okay, so I've just removed a really small piece on the bottom and the side, and that will help me open it up. And I'm just going to trim this to 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And that's just a full card base. Okay. And so if you wanted, you could use this for your card base front as well. However, I'm going to use it for my banner. So I'm just going to turn it. This is my 4 1/4 side, and I'm going to cut again at 2 inches. And this will now be my banner. So let's go ahead. Let's add a couple things to our card base just so I don't accidentally lose my pieces. So I'm going to fold that along the score line and use a bone folder to make a nice crease. And if you have just some adhesive, I like the Stampin' Seal Plus. I like that it has perforations. Let me see if I can get there close enough that you can see them. So it pulls off of the roller really nicely because it has those perforations in it. And it's a really nice strong adhesive. So I've been using that lately. And I'm just going to add that right to my card base with a nice thin border that's about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So just kind of eyeball that. And then I'm going to add our landscape picture as well. Now, I love this landscape picture. It's really pretty. And I love how the layering of the banner on top just really adds another level to it. So that just goes right in the center of our card base. So now let's work on our banner. So I've just got a little scrap paper here to protect my work surface, and I'm going to use the banner triple punch. Now, if you don't have this, you could use a pair of paper snips and you just cut out a banner off the bottom. But I'm just going to use this. It has 3 different sizes. You can use 2-inch, 1.5 inch, and then a 1-inch size strip, and you just slide it in until it stops and then punch, and it just creates a perfect banner shape here for you. Next, we're going to stamp on this. Now, I was noticing from my unboxing and while I was making this card that I was still having some issues with my ink sticking to my stamp. And so I'm going to show you my tip for that. And if you've watched my videos before, you know this tip. So I'm going to ink up my stamp first with Versamark, and then I can add the Calypso Coral on it, and you can see that it will hold that ink so much better because the Versamark is sticky. Okay, now I'm going to stamp this right in the center of my banner, and it fits on one half, and then you do need to do a second image on the other half. You don't need to re-ink on the Versamark because it's still there and sticky. And then just try to line up that bottom with the previous image. If it doesn't line up perfect, that's okay because you're going to be adding these pieces on top and no one will know. So you're going to get something that looks like that. And then on the large label, we're going to stamp the "Here's to You." Now, I forgot to share with you what the stamp set looked like. There are some really cute images. Let me grab that really quick. So if you haven't seen my unboxing video, this is the stamp set that came in the kit. We've got lots of great greetings, and then this really fun pine tree image. And then this is the flower image that I'm using here on this. And then the "Here's to You." So go ahead and ink that up with Versamark. We've got lots of people joining us. I just want to say hello to all of you who've just jumped on. So glad you're able to make it live with me today. Then you're just going to go ahead and stamp that in the center. And remember, if there's any issues with your stamping, you can always flip those pieces over because you do have a nice clean side if your stamp didn't turn out quite right. So you've got those 2 pieces now stamped. Let's remove this. And let's now add our fun things to our banner. So I did pull this green old olive strip, and that's going to go just slightly below the flowers. Okay. I'm going to use my grid paper to help make sure everything's nice and even. So here they are. Grab your glue dots, and if you have a take-a-pick tool, these are just so handy. This is such a handy tool for moving those glue dots from that sheet to your little pieces. You can just see how easy it is to add those. All right, so I'm lining this up along my grid paper, and I'm maybe just slightly below, finding a line that I like to use that looks good. And then I'm just kind of evening it out on each side. So you'll see here that it's like 1.5 squares on each side. So it's nice and even. Then on the back of our greeting, I'm going to add some adhesive, and I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because then I get a nice wide strip of adhesive. And I'm going to take the linen thread. Hi, Ashley. She says that she loves those great ideas on different ways to use those alternative or the kits contents to create alternative cards. Thank you so much, Ashley. All right, so I've got 16 inches of that linen thread, and I'm going to just relax that curl that comes from the having the way they ship it, right? Because it's wrapped around that tube. So I'm just going to pinch it on in between my finger and fingernail, and then just run it through, and you can see how that just straightens that right out. Then I'm going to hold the top, like one end, wrap it around my 4 fingers. It's a little short to wrap 3 times, so I'm going to remove my pinky finger and then just bring it together. So now I've got kind of those 3 wrapped around my fingers like that. So they're all kind of nice and even. And then take the end, so this is where the 2 ends are, and I'm just going to add that to one side and then just kind of fluff up the other side. And if you want to separate these just slightly, you can too, just to give it a little more space between those circles. Okay, so that's how I make that cute little messy twine. Okay, looks like we've got more people joining us. Hello, hello. So for this one, I'm going to add it with some of the dimensionals that came in the kit. Let me see if I can find them. I've got a pile of stuff all around me. Here they are. So to do this, I wanted some longer pieces, and so I'm cutting that thick space between or on the edge of the mini dimensionals. I've just cut it right in half. Do you see that? So I have one on top and one on bottom, and then I'm going to trim it off. So it's about 2 peaks in width. So there's 1 peak and 2 peaks. So I've cut that. And then I'm going to add it right over that twine. And that just helps hold everything in place. Okay. So just kind of a quick peek at that before we add it to our banner. Remove that paper. And this, you can use the grid paper again, so just line everything up. I want it to just sit a little bit over the green strip, just slightly. And it's not quite a full square on each side. It's kind of more of like a half square. So you have a nice and even on each side like that. Look how cute that is. I love it. So another quick look at that. And then we'll add it to our card. I wanted to make sure that this end here was flat so that it was easy to put into an envelope, but I did like having this popped out. So I'll show you how I did that. You can add some glue dots to the top here, just a couple. And then I did add dimensionals down at the bottom. And I wanted to make sure that this strip was supported. So I placed one of the minis on each end and then one in the center. And then go ahead and remove the paper backing. And then you just place this kind of over those clouds. If you wanted, you can add it to the middle. You could even bring it down a little bit if you liked getting more of the sky rather than the flowers. I'm just placing it maybe about a 1/2 inch or so from the edge of the card. And I want mine to match the top edge of my card. So it's a little bit higher than the Pretty Peacock piece. Okay, and that card's all done. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed making or watching me create this card today. And if you're interested in getting details, written details, or seeing close-up images, you can visit my blog, and the link for that is listed in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for joining me. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.